about the topics. So we are going to learn a SQL, PL SQL, forms development, reports development, SQL loader, a Unix and a shell script, and the BAP reports, workflow development, make and called as the WF. The word is the WF. Then util underscore file, utility, data migration, both inbound and outbound. Then PL SQL, libraries, nothing but the packages. So both contain spec and body. So coming to modules, we are going to learn finance and supply chain management. So coming to role here, so our role is the technical consultant, but little we are learning the functional also. Maybe we can call it as the techno-functional consultant. So some people will expect 70% technical and 30% functional, but most of the time, so they're going to expect the technical here. But as a developer, we should know the minimum. So that's a functional. So we are going to learn finance and supply chain management. So we can say a developer or a ERP developer or a software engineer. Wow, models. So total experience and relevant and depending upon your gap. Then current CTC, expected CTC, notice period. You have to say 30 days. That's officially. Forget about big companies here, MNC companies. Those have 90 days. Okay. So you have to say my company is the mid-level company. May can say CMM3 or CMM, okay, no, 4 level, not a 5. Then counter offer, yeah. If you are okay, you can say. Otherwise, okay, no, you can say okay, I'm in the bench. So immediately I will be available. If I put my papers, my management will be relieve me immediately. I can join. You can say that word also. Then, okay, no? So if they ask any PF or Form 16 or resignation email, okay, I will prepare offline, yeah. Then softwares. So as a developer, once you get a laptop, we have to install some software related to Oracle applications. These two will done by the IT guys. So those guys will take care. So then they will hand over the laptop to you. So once you get the laptop, you have to download this many softwares and install. So better you have to check with your team lead or manager. They will provide the dump where the dump is available. From that dump, maybe sometimes some companies will place into some network folder. Or maybe some websites. You have to download the software dump from that network folder, or maybe the some SharePoint, whatever it may be. Okay, you have to download it and start the installation. Coming to SQL developer here, it's a direct plugin. No need to install the software. It's a direct plugin. Nothing, okay, no installation. Simply can unzip the file and you can start utilizing the SQL developer. Little flexibility. Okay. So coming to forms, reports, and remaining tool, we need to install. But coming to SQL developer, it's a direct to plugin. No need to install the software. But a toad again we have to install. Okay. Then okay, na? Sometimes you're okay, na, if you want any access, are you okay, na? Some folder permissions or any privileges, you have to raise the ticket in the service now. Then IT people will connect with you. So once we install the softwares, we want to connect it to the client database. So we have to first connect to the client network using any one of the utility, maybe the remote desktop or Citrix or VPN, like a virtual private network. So once you connect it to VPN or maybe Citrix, then okay, now we will connect to the client database. So once we connect to the client database, we can start a development. That means creating the tables, packages, procedures, triggers, whatever it may be. So doing the DML operations or maybe developing the forms, reports, everything. Okay, we can start the development. Right. Suppose if you don't know this, we have to check with your colleagues, maybe counterpart, like your team lead manager. Right. So how to get to Oracle database version? By writing the SQL statement, select star from VDLR versions. This table will let you know the Oracle database version, then ERP version. So by using the FND product groups table, the release underscore name. So here the car name is the banner. Then okay, how to search database objects. Okay, so by using the all underscore objects or all underscore table. Those are the data dictionary tables. Okay, now using the data dictionary tables, we can search it. Okay. So these are the topics we discussed yesterday. So any queries here till now? Okay. Now we'll go to Srinath. Are you there? Srinath. Srinath.
Sir,
So tell me, uh, what are the softwares you need to install in your laptop as a developer?
Putty, number one.
Okay.
SQL developer,
Okay.
forms folder,
Mm-hmm.
folder,
Okay.
Putty, WinSap,
Witness,
XML
Witness
database.
CP.
Sir,
Witness CP. Okay.
WinSCP, sir. Yes, yes, sir.
Okay.
WinSCP,
Mm-hmm.
workflow folder, Notepad++,
Mm-hmm.
version software, code migration tools.
Super. Version control software and code migration tools. So those later
Yes,
will cover it here. So
yes.
we have multiple vendors are there in the market. Later I will give one or two examples, then you will come to know. So in the interview or maybe once you get offer, you can say that. So I got a chance to work on this.
Okay, sir.
Okay, good. Yeah. Next, Ritesh. Ritesh.
Sir,
Uh, so what is your role? Are you a technical consultant or techno-functional
technical
consultant?
consultant.
Technical consultant. May I can say techno-functional also, no problem here.
Oh,
So we are going to learn no functional. Suppose if they ask a percentage, you can say 70% on the technical, 30% on the functional. Then you will get more calls. Your resume also will get more weightage also.
mm.
Next,
Sir, interviewer asking on which company you are working on for the previous company.
that at the time of preparing the resume, I will let you know the company names.
Okay,
I will change.
okay.
So this many companies we are using. Yeah, I will show. Okay, na? These are all the companies we are using. Okay, I will change. Okay, na? So a number of companies are there. At the time of preparing the resume, I will give the details with you. A company name, website name, where the company is located, then HR number, reporting manager number. You can keep with that. That means I will share in the WhatsApp. Whenever the recruiter will call you, you can say. So maybe you can say your HR number also. Next, Sri Lanka. Are you there? Sri Lanka.
Good morning, sir.
Good morning. Uh, One thing. So how to get Oracle database version?
Select star from V dollar version, sir.
$V version. Super.
Okay.
Okay, next. Wasabi. Wasabi.
Sir,
Mm. How to get Oracle apps version?
um,
Mm. By using the
select star from F&D
F&D product groups.
product
So
groups.
yeah, with this table. So what is the latest ERP in the market?
12.2.14.
Super. What about Oracle database version? What is the latest in the market? Oracle.
Um,
23 AI. Okay, that is the
okay,
latest
sir.
మార్కెట్ బట్ యూ గైస్ లెర్న్డ్ 11 మీరు ప్రాక్టీస్ చేసింది వచ్చేసి 11లో ప్రాక్టీస్ చేశారు బట్ లేటెస్ట్
Okay.
ఇస్ 23 AI. ఓకే ఓకే దట్స్ ఇట్. యా ఓకే విల్ గో టు న్యూ టాపిక్స్. What is a schema? Schema means a collection of database objects. Example, yesterday we connected to WIS. Just assume here, in Barbara machine, the server name or instance name is the WIS. Or we can call it as the server name. Maybe we can call it as the database name. Either instance name or a server name or database name, we connected to WIS. In the WIS database or WIS server, we have around 200 plus schemas. Maybe you didn't get a chance to look into that 200 plus schemas. Example, AP schema, account payables, PO schema, inventory, BOM, WIP, Gen GL, blah, 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 around 200 plus schemas given by the Oracle. So these 200 schemas can hold by one database that is called as the vision or WIS. In real time, where you won't see the WIS, in real time, you could see the instance names are the like a development, or test instance or test server, test database, then SIT, then UAT, at last production. Production is the real. You guys won't have access, only for end users, not for even functional guys, not for developers, only the end users. That means the product owners. Okay, maybe business users. Those guys will have access to the productions. మనకు కూడా ఇస్తాడు, but read only. That we'll discuss later. Like now we'll go to. Okay. So what is the schema? It's a collection of the database objects. So tell me some database objects which you created. Give me some examples. Till now you created a number of objects. Tell me some objects. I'm going to cover table, then view, then index, then yeah, procedures, packages, then a function, then a trigger, then synonym. So a number of objects. Cursor is not a database object. Cursor is just a PL SQL, procedural language. That's it. Yeah, it's a pointer. That's it. Next, ఇంకేమైనా మెటీరియలైజ్డ్ వ్యూ, మెటీరియలైజ్డ్ వ్యూ. Okay, so blah blah blah. Okay, na? This many objects. Okay, na? You will create as part of for development. So this many objects will store as schema. Yeah. Okay. So in here there is a vision database. So this is the okay. Na? Yeah. So here we have the multiple schemas are there, like a PO schema is there, AP schema is there, AR schema, and the GL schema. So initially I connected to the PO schema. Initially I connected to the PO schema. There I created a EMP table. Listen here, my requirement. I connected to PO schema. There I created a EMP table. One table here. So later I connected to AP schema. So can I access that EMP table or not?
We can access by using grants.
Yes. Okay. Na? So first, whenever you create a table in the pivot schema, then you have to give grant to AP schema. Then only we can access the employee table. That's a good answer here. So now here, I created a table in the pivot schema. The table name is the EMP. I given grants to the AP schema. So now listen my requirement here. Now I connected to the AP schema. I'm writing the statement, select the star from EMP. Then I will execute this statement. I will get the data. No problem. So later in the same vision database, initially I connected to pivot schema. I created table EMP. Later I connected to AP schema. Then I created one more table EMP. Is that possible or not? In the same database, can I create a duplicate table names?
We can't.
I will tell the answer. I will tell the rule. Database
Main.
objects are unique to the schema. Unique to the schema. Now tell me, can I create a duplicate or not?
Can create, but name is different.
No. My rule, database objects are unique to the schema, not to the database. PO is the schema, AP is the schema. These two, okay, na, part of the database. Now tell me, can I create a duplicate employee table in the AP schema in the same database?
No, sir.
Yes, you can create because it is a
Yeah,
different
we
scheme.
can,
We can
we can, we
create.
can create. Yes,
Duplicates
we can
create.
create. That is the rule now. Database objects are unique to the schema. I'm not saying unique to the database. So you guys can create the one more employee table in the AP schema. May you can create in the GL also. That is possible. Okay. So now here I created a EMP table in the PO schema and I given grants to the AP schema. Later I connected to AP schema and I created one more table EMP. Now I am in the AP schema. I'm executing this statement. Which data I will get it? Example, in the PO schema table, 10 records. In the AP schema employee table, there are 20 records are there. I connected to AP schema and I'm executing this statement. How many records I will get it?
20 records.
20 or
20.
20. Because always we will get the current schema data. Current schema data. Now my requirement here, I don't want to see the current schema data. I want to see the PO schema related data. So what changes I have to write, put it in the my statement?
It is good. Let's do
Yeah, tell me here. Someone is saying select cell from
keyword.
pivot dot. Super. Yeah, okay, na,
Okay.
pivot dot. That means schema dot. So whenever you give the reference, okay, na, then you will get the right data. So always best practice here. Whenever you write any statement, that means a SQL statement, mention the schema name. So you won't see any confusion here. You will get the right data. Suppose if you are not giving the schema dot, then what will happen? Oracle is going to pick the data from current schema. Okay. So now tell me here, how to connect to one schema object from another schema?
Using grant.
Super. Okay. How to connect one schema object from another schema? The answer is it's called as the grant. By using the grant or revoke, whatever it may be, okay, na, you're going to access that. So without a grant, we can't. Okay, good, yeah. You know, what is a database? It's called as the collection of schemas. Around 200 plus schemas given by the Oracle. So those, okay, altogether we are calling it as the database. So in real time, we have the names here. So forget about WIS, that is in the Barbaro machine. In the real time, the names are like a development. It's a development database. Then the test database. Then SIT, system integration testing. Then UAT, user acceptance testing. Then at last, production. That's high level, yeah. Okay, real transactions will happen only in the productions. Remaining all are the dummy for development or testing purpose. So end of the day, all the code will promote to the productions. That means the end user connecting to the production database. Out of this many databases, in real time, the company will give full rights to development instance. You guys can able to create the table, you can drop the table, you can develop in new forms or reports, whatever it may be. You will have full rights to the development. The remaining area, they will give read-only access. What is the meaning of the read-only? Read-only access. You can view the data. You can't do any DML operations. You can't develop a code. Everything is the read-only. You can't do update the data also. So that's called as the read-only permissions. Okay. For development, the company will give the full rights. Nothing but the DBA guys. The DBA guys will full rights to you. So you can do anything. Only dev instance only. For remaining higher instances like a test or SIT or UAT productions, they won't give any permissions. Okay, just they will give read only permissions if you request. Otherwise, even they don't give any rights here. Okay, no, to connect it to the higher instances. May if you raise the ticket, they will give the access. Otherwise, okay, no, they won't give it. Okay, no? So this is called as the database here. Okay, now we'll flow. So earlier in the same database, different schemas. So as a developer, may sometimes I need to connect from one schema to another schema with the help of the grant. Now here, I'm inserting some diagram. So this is my dev database. Just assume this is the one what is called as the production database. Okay, na? So in between there is one DB link that is called as the DB link that will taken care by the DBA guys. Okay, na? Nothing but a database administrator. The link name is called as the U01. The link name is the U01. They established one link between the dev database, nothing but a dev, this is a different server, and production also different server. But there is a network, okay, between the dev and production databases. The network name, nothing but a DBA name is called as the U01. We can call it as the DB link, database link. Okay, now yeah. So in the dev database, we have the schemas like a PO, AP, AR, GL, blah, blah, blah. In production also, we have the same architectures like a PO, AP, AR, GL, blah, blah. Okay, now around 200 plus schemas. So initially I connected to the dev database, then I connected to the PO schema. There I created in the dev database, then in the PO schema, then I created table EMP. Later I connected to the production database, then AP schema. Now I want to connect it to the dev database. I want to hit, not in the current database, I want to hit the another database. That's called as a dev database. In that dev database, I want to access the employee table that is exist in the pivot schema. Earlier, in the same database, but different schemas. Now, different databases, different servers, and different schemas. Okay, so how I can access? That's called as the DB link here. You have to write a small statement, select a start from EMP. If I execute this command, so this command will give the data from the current database, current schema, but I don't want current database, current schema. I have to give at the rate. Whenever you specify the keyword at the rate, it won't look into current database. It will try to hit another database. Which database I want to hit? Dev. The name is called as the U01. So you have to give that to U01. That's it, yeah. Then automatically it will try to hit another database, whatever the name we are going to specify. That's called the DB link name. So this value you will get it from your DBA guys. In the Teams ping to DBA guys, sir. Otherwise you can drop a mail to DBA. Those persons will reply with the name. So with that name, you can access that means you can connect it to another database. Then you can extract the data, or maybe you can do the DML operations also. If you want, you can control the table also. Okay, na? Select a star from table name at the rate. Whenever you specify at the rate keyword here, it won't look into the current database. It will try to hit another database, whatever the name we are going to refer. So now tell me here, how to connect one schema to another schema?
Grant.
Grant. How to connect one database to another database?
At the rate,
No, not at the rate. You have to say DB link by using the DB link.
link.
At the rate is that is a helping keyword. Okay, na? So don't say that.
DB link.
You have to say simply DB link. Okay. Here I'm writing. How to connect one database object from another database. So the answer is called as the simply how to say DB link. By using the DB link, we can connect. Okay. So now we came to know what is the schema, what are the objects we are going to create, how to access one schema from another schema. Next, what is the database, what are the database objects in real time. Out of that, we have access to only the development database, and how to connect one database to another database using the DB link. Okay. Sometimes here, the DB link is down. So it will throw error. You have to drop a mail to DBA team. So those people will look into it. They will do some fix it here. Okay, na? So whatever the connection loss, they will take care. Then you can work on that. So most of the times DB link won't work out. So you have to drop a mail to DBA team. Those people will look into that problem. Okay. So any queries still now? Okay. Now yeah. File types. So as a developer, we'll need to develop a multiple files, nothing but a coding part. So we'll discuss. Yeah. So whenever you write any statements, like anonymous or something, you have to store that code in the some file format. That's called as the SQL star plus. At that time, we are going to save in the .sql format, like a .txt, .doc. So coming to coding format, we are going to save in the .sql. Okay, na? .sql means a SQL. Now, so if you are developing any forms development, so we have to store your code in the .fmb. Later you will get it here. Now I'm going to high level. So forms, nothing but a forms module binary. Forms module binary. So as a developer, I will save my file as the .fmb forms module binary. Now, I'm going to develop a reports. So when you develop any reports, you have to save it as a .rdf. Nothing but a report definition file. Report definition file. You need to by heart, yeah. Please, yeah, okay, na? Very, very important at any cost, okay, na? In almost all the interviews, they will ask. FMB stands for forms model binary. So as a developer, you will say, I'm working on the development. Say some development. Recently, I developed a form. Then they will ask, what is the extension name of the form? .fmb. FMB stands for forms model binary. Okay, next. Workflow development. So coming to workflow development, we'll save it as a dot to WFT, nothing but a workflow type. Workflow type. Then coming to shell script, we are going to save it as a dot to PROs, prog files. We can call it as the prog files, nothing but a program file. Program file. Next. Coming to PL libraries, you can call it as the packages. So we'll save it as the .pl. That means program link library. Program link library. So save it as a .pl. And forms, reports. Next, BIP reports. BI publisher. We'll save it as a .rtf. Nothing but a rich text format. A rich text format. Forms, reports. Okay, next coming to SQL star loader, we are going to develop as a CTL. That means control file. Control files. So this many files will develop here. And one more, wait. The PR was a control file. Okay, that's it. Okay. No? So as a developer, you will develop a SQL star plus. You will save it as the .sql. Maybe once you start the development, then you will come to know. So we'll spend 1 day on the .sql file. Forms development, minimum 2 days. We'll spend 2 days on the forms development. So we need to save it as a .fmb, nothing but a forms model binary. Then reports development, we'll save it as a .rdf, a report definition file. Then workflow development, WFT, workflow type. Then coming to shell script, or maybe you can call it the Unix, we'll save it as the PROC program file. Then the packages, I will save it as a PLL and PLX, program link library. One more is the executable. We don't want that. That will taken care by the Oracle. BAP reports, .rtf, rich text format. Then coming to SQL star loader, we will save it as a .ctl, control file. So these many, okay, no, files will develop. So next, okay, coming days, yeah. Right. So any queries here? Coming to file types. So I want to execute this statement here. Select star from EMP. How you can execute this? What is your approach? I want to see the data. As a developer, how you can execute this statement? చెప్పాలి మీరు ఆ స్టేట్ ఎంప్లాయీ టేబుల్ డేటా నేను చూడాలనుకుంటే మీరు ఎలా ఎగ్జిక్యూట్ చేస్తారు చెప్పండి.
Using SQL down.
By opening the SQL developer, then you can write a statement, correct? Now I'm opening the SQL developer. I'm connecting to database. Okay, so under the tools, we have the worksheet. So connecting to the WIS database. But in real time, you won't see the WIS. WIS is a dummy database. Yeah? We'll see the real dev production like that. Then I'm writing the statement, select a star from EMP.
EMP.
Then you will get the data. Just a control enter. I told multiple times, control enter, you will get the data. So the workaround is here. So don't use these options. Maybe I'm telling, but a single statement, that's okay. Sometimes it's a 1000 lines, 2000 lines SQL queries. It will, it's a little hard here. What you have to do, go to, I'm giving, okay, now open notepad. Then put your SQL statement with the slash. Don't give the semicolon, just okay, na slash. Then file, save as, put it in some C drive, yeah. C drive. So I'm putting some name, emp underscore SQL underscore Q1 dot SQL. SQL is my okay na file extension. Put it in the double quote start and a double quote end. That's it. Then click on, better copy that one, save. I do not have access to C drive. Okay, we'll save with the desktop. Save as desktop. Click on save. What is the path here? How to get the path?
Properties.
ప్రాపర్టీస్ లో లేవు ఆడనేది రీనేమ్ పాత ఎక్కడ వస్తుంది అది
The details.
డీటెయిల్స్ ఓకే కరెక్ట్ ఓకేనా ఫోల్డర్ పాత్ ఇస్ ద see now okay na the workaround is the you can at the rate you have to give at the rate that's a path okay na C colon backward slash then users appl user1 slash so whatever the then ap user it's 11 slash then the desktop slash ఇప్పుడు పిఎల్ కదా పిఎల్ పిఎస్ యాప్స్ యూజర్ కరెక్ట్ ఏపీ పిఎస్ యాప్స్ యూజర్ 11 then your file name, this is my file name, emp underscore then put it. So this is the one more okay na way to execute the same statement. If it is a 1 or 2 lines, no problem, directly can open the SQL developer and but this is the reusability. Then save this one, then execute, you will get the same output. No, you won't see much difference between these two, yeah. So in that case, okay, now we'll save it as a .sql, whatever the SQL queries, okay, na? From the two locations, okay, na? So you can now I got the output, okay, na? So this is the one more approach here. This approach will done in the Oracle applications later, okay. That's called as our development. We'll see how to develop a .sql file and how to register and how to run అనేది important మనకు like you have to give access to the end users, means business users, how they can submit programs. Like, as a developer you can execute easily because you are good with the technical, but end users are the layman, they don't know about the Oracle, they don't know what is a table, what is okay, no? Just you have to register as a program and give the program name. Those people will can log into Oracle applications, they can run or maybe you can call it submit programs. They will get reports or maybe okay na transactions, or they want to send a mail to customers. Whatever the code you are writing inside of that .sql or maybe procedures packages, the code will execute. So this is the second option here, how to run the programs. So as a developer, we'll develop a data scale files, .fmb, forms model binary, .rdf, report definition file, workflow type, prog files like a shell script means Unix commands, PLL, program link library, that means packages, both spec and body, then RTF, rich text format, then CTL, control file. This many executable methods will develop next 30 days. So any queries till now? Okay. Then I will ask some queries. Yeah. We'll go one by one. Grishmanth. Are you there?